Let's get to our first topic of discussion today. The issue of unclaimed dividends has remained on the front burner of public discourse amongst shareholders, the regulator, and of course government since 2017, when the issue of establishing an unclaimed dividend trust fund to remit unclaimed dividends was first proposed in the capital market. This development has over the years remained one of the perennial issues that have continued to rear their heads in the Nigerian capital market, causing a lot of worry among regulatory authorities, company executives, registrars of companies, and general public regarding the rising incidence of unclaimed dividends, currently put at 177 billion naira at the end of 2021. Well, on the other hand, the Securities and Exchange Commission has also described the activities of Ponzi schemes as a cancer that is capable of undermining the growth and development of Nigeria's capital market. Well, let's dig deep into this. And to give us insights into this development and other issues, I'm being joined live from our Abuja studios. He's the head of office of the Chief Economist at the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Mr. Okey Umeano. Thank you so much for your time. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you, Tolu. It's good to be here.
Yes, I'd like to start with that big story. 177 billion is lying unclaimed dividends, and SEC is worried about this. First, what is your reaction, and what are these things frustrating the actualization of letting people get across or get access to all of these monies?
Like you said, we're worried about the quantum of unclaimed dividends that we have. 177 billion naira is not a small amount, but we are doing what we can to reduce that quantum. That money belongs to Nigerians, belongs to investors in our capital markets, and we would like these people to come forward and claim these monies. A lot of these unclaimed dividends stem from identification problems we had about a decade ago. There was a time when many investors, bought shares in companies using names that weren't theirs. We've since opened a window for these people to come in and claim these shares as long as they can identify, give us a form of identification, and prove ownership. We have also set up an e-dividend payment system, a system that allows people to mandate their accounts so that dividends are paid to them electronically. I mean directly to their account, bank accounts. All Nigerians need to do is identify those companies where they have dividends, approach the registrars, fill the forms that have been provided, and the process just goes on and they get their dividends. And that's what we want. We've been trying our best to create awareness so that owners of these dividends can, get them.
Interesting way to start this discussion. But what other efforts? Because I read through it, and you say some are frustrating the efforts of the commission. What is really happening with regards to that aspect of it?
Okay, so at the CMC, it was mentioned, or the DG noted, that there are some people who are setting up bottlenecks along that system. Like I said, we have a system where people can mandate their accounts and receive their dividends electronically. We are just warning the stakeholders along that system to play their parts. We do not want anyone to constitute a bottleneck. Everybody who is involved, I mean the banks, the registrars, the brokers, anybody who is involved has to do his or her own part to ensure that the system is seamless, it moves fast. People who come to mandate their accounts for e-dividend get those accounts mandated. So that's what we're referring to.
All right, then let's talk a little bit about the role of SEC now. Of course, regulatory and supervision over securities trading. How has it been? Where are we? How well are we doing? Because this will definitely build confidence in our market if it's properly managed.
Okay, securities trading, we haven't done badly. As you know, there are economic headwinds everywhere around the world, Nigeria included. But in this year to date, we haven't done badly. Our markets have done well. The all-share index has returned over 15% this year. The fixed income index, the FMDQ S&P index, has returned about 5%. Commodities about 4%. So I wouldn't say we have done badly this year. The SEC continues to regulate the market to make it a fair place for all. The SEC continues to, protect investors, continues to lay down rules that make our market efficient, make our market a market that anybody can come into and realize their objectives. So I would say that we are doing the much we can, but we're also trying to do better. We're also improving. There's always room for improvement. So, for instance, we are in the process of acquiring a surveillance software that would help us improve our insight on the goings-on in the market. We have partnered with the African Development Bank along those lines. We want to get state-of-the-art equipment that will help us, even improve our ability to regulate the market. Also, we have a bill presently that has passed the second reading at the House of Representatives, the ISB, the Investment and Securities Bill. We hope it will be an act soon. And that bill is meant to strengthen our powers. It's meant to strengthen our ability to support the market in terms of new products, in terms of deepening the market, in terms of bringing in innovation that would help make our market bigger.
Great. Let's talk about something that interests me, and I know it would interest you. That's the commodities trading ecosystem, which is somewhere you also play an important role. Tell us, and of course, including mines and steel, that segment into this space is something that excites me a lot. How far have we gone?
Okay. Over the past couple of years, we have done a lot of work in that space. We set up a commodities ecosystem committee, and that committee came up with very good recommendations, and we have since begun to implement those recommendations. So in building the ecosystem, we sought to build the source of the commodities. We sought to build the storage part of it. We sought to build the market part of it. So for instance, let me start with the agricultural commodities. We all know that this government has invested a lot in agricultural production. But we thought if all this produce comes online and there's no one to buy them, there's no organized market for them, then it's a problem. So we decided to build that commodities ecosystem. We engaged, for instance, we engaged in Nigerian Standards Organization to come up with standards for these products. We have organized exchanges. We have 5 commodities exchanges now, provided them with the enabling environment, approved the rules to make sure that they can seamlessly, organize trade in these commodities. I mean, I've always seen it as a shame that we have these commodities and there's no market for price discovery. There's no market for them here. And that's what we have done now. We've created that market and we are supporting that market. But we need government support. We need support of the National Assembly. The ISB contains some provisions that would help strengthen our ability to support the commodities market.
Let me ask this question. What really is the position of SEC with regards to crowdfunding platforms? Is it about their registration or what? What really is the position?
Okay. Crowdfunding platforms have always operated in Nigeria. And we believe that they present an opportunity for MSMEs actually, to raise funds, because the traditional exchanges are quite big, and some of these smaller companies are not able to meet the requirements for raising funds on traditional exchanges. So what we did was to come up with rules around crowdfunding, and these rules are supposed to make it easy for these companies to raise monies on the crowdfunding platforms. So, and in doing this, we asked that these crowdfunding platforms register with the SEC. This is to enable us to have oversight on these companies such that we can protect the investors who invest their monies through these crowdfunding platforms. But what we've seen is that a few of them, the rogue ones, have refused to come in to get registered. And what that means is that monies raised there have no oversight. And that means that investors who, invest through those platforms take the risk of their monies disappearing. So we have sounded a note of warning to every operator of a crowdfunding platform to come in, register with the SEC so that your business becomes legitimate, so that we have oversight, so that we can protect the investor. And that's what we are saying about crowdfunding.
Great stuff. But I'm also thinking about the level of sensitization now with regards to Ponzi schemes, activities of Ponzi schemes. It was identified as cancer that's capable of undermining the growth and development of Nigerian capital market. Let's speak around that.
Okay, Ponzi schemes are a problem in our market. People who come to investors and promise fantastic returns that are too good to be true. And unfortunately, many Nigerians are falling for them. We have hundreds of billions of naira in complaints around Ponzi schemes. In the past, what we did was to take out newspaper adverts, to sensitize people. We continue to do that, but we've also gone into the social media channels just to let people be aware of the telltale signs. If someone comes to you with something that is too good to be true, an offer that is too good to be true, it's probably not true. If somebody tells you he can offer you 10% every month in returns, it's going to be very difficult because that's over 120% if you compound it over the year. Okay, if somebody comes to you with an offer, especially an entity that is not registered with the SEC. The SEC does not allow capital market operators that are registered with it to promise returns. So if somebody is promising you a particular amount of returns, then that person is probably lying to you. So Nigerians must know these telltale signs. And also, we've made it easy for Nigerians to know the capital market operators that are registered. If you go to the SEC website, sec.gov.ng, you can do the CMOS search. That's what we call it. Capital Market Operator Search, CMOS. Just click on it and type in the name of that company that is coming to you with an offer. And you would know whether that company is registered or it's not. And in case you have any company coming to you and promising you one amount of returns or the other, whether registered or not with us, please give us send us an email, info@sec.gov.ng. And it's just that easy. We will reach out to you. We'll try to find out what's going on. We must work together to fight Ponzi schemes, because what they do is to deprive people of their hard-earned monies and also scare people away from the capital market.